Hey, what's up guys? So I have recorded a Q&A with three YouTubers today, Alukian, Mehalic and BryanChess 99, and I hope you enjoy. The timestamps are in the description if you wanted to skip forward to certain YouTubers or certain questions. And yeah, Alukian is up first, Mehalic is after, and BryanChess is last. Thank you for watching. So, I've just got a few questions for you, and
Alright.
so firstly I was wondering, I've seen that you've experimented with some BTD6 on your channel before, and
Yes.
I was wondering what you were thinking about the introduction of heroes and the 3D art style to BTD2. So like, they're going to be adding heroes like Quincy into the new game, and I was wondering whether or not you think that's a good idea or a bad idea.
Well, first of all, Ninja Kiwi, they're clearly putting all their, they said in their AMA and the way they talk about it, it's a big game. They've been putting all their effort into it, and I don't think they would put a lot of effort into a game and then have it like completely flop. And so we'll have to see, of course, but I hope they know what they're doing. And I assume they wouldn't do it unless it would make the game more fun.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, yeah, they definitely know what they're doing much more than I do. And as you say, they are directing pretty much all of their attention to it, so I very much doubt that they're doing it just as like a off the wing kind of thing. I'm pretty sure they know what they're doing. So I asked my server what questions they would like to know, and someone asked me what inspired you to start your channel, and what inspires you to keep posting to this day.
It was kind of weird, but I actually had a gaming blog.
Oh.
And it wasn't like going anywhere, and I'm like, oh, I'll just like try YouTube. And I just randomly was just like, let's just try BTD Battles and just see where it goes. And I think, I guess the key is like making sure you have fun and stuff. Like when you post a video, you should be super excited. I tried a channel before my channel actually for a game called Animal Jam, which is essentially a Club Penguin ripoff.
Oh wow.
And I spent 6 hours making these like 3-minute videos, which I thought were super good and super fun. But you burn out when you spend 6 hours per video, and I wasn't necessarily enjoying it at that point. And so especially like a beginning of your channel, like there's so many tips to say, but like I guess it's just like YouTube was just something that like sounded really fun, and I just had fun doing it. And it was really fun at the beginning of your channel is no one's really watching, so you can just post terrible content essentially. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, that is true. Yeah. That is definitely true. So I never knew that you used to have a second channel. That was cool. Well,
yeah, it's great.
Is it just gone in the dust now? Could we go visit it any time, or?
It's still there technically. I haven't told anyone about it.
Ooh.
But but yeah, essentially, I think the coolest thing is that there's YouTube comments, and I think whenever you get a comment that's like, "Yo, I really enjoyed this video," that's what keeps me going. Like that's super cool.
100%.
And you know that.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Every time I see a nice comment, it really makes your day, and definitely it inspires you to go post again. That's for sure. So this is another question from my server. Someone asked, why have you not tried Koth, and have you ever considered like hopping into the comp community or the grinding community? If not, why?
Both of these things are super cool, and Koth, I guess I haven't talked about it on my channel, but it's super cool. And Ninja Kiwi has said this too. It's super cool. I think the videos that people make are probably the best BTD Battles videos out there in terms of gameplay. Like they're so interesting. It's really just a time dedication. Especially with grinding. I mean, I'm doing school and stuff, and I mean, if anything, I'd love to upload daily and stuff. Part of the reason is I get lazy, but I just don't have the time necessarily.
I mean, yeah, that's fair enough. Especially with the leaderboard grinding, that is extremely time-consuming. I've tried it. Don't do it. It's not worth it. But yeah, I mean, fair enough. As for Koth, it's kind of something that you can kind of like hop in and out of. It's not really something you have to grind. So is there a particular reason you haven't done that, or is it just you haven't really looked into it much?
I've looked into it, and believe it or not, well, I don't know why I say believe it or not. I actually tried, when Koth first came out, I did a game with someone for Koth to try and do it. And they disconnected in the middle of the match, and they were like, yo, I gotta go to class, I'm sorry. And I was kind of like, wait, what the heck? And I don't know why. So I guess I tried it. And it's like, if I did Koth, I would only do a few matches.
Because
I wouldn't,
I'm pretty sure that your subscribers are intrigued to see just how well you'll fare in Koth. Or at least it seems that way to me.
Okay.
So maybe it's something to look into.
I guess that it's a possibility. I guess it just doesn't seem like something I'd stick with. I wouldn't be dedicated enough to.
I mean, yeah, that's totally fair enough. And I'm gonna leave you with one last question. So, in BTD Battles, it's obviously been kind of shrinking since I'm not sure when, like 2018 or something. But BTD 6, on the other hand, it's like a really big game now. And well, how excited are you for the BTD 6 community to join forces with the BTD Battles community for BTD 2? Because I feel like it's going to be huge, and we're probably going to see lots of success with people's channels such as yourself. Because I'm very excited. I don't know about you.
I hope everyone, yeah, no, oh my god, I'm so excited. It looks like Ninja Kiwi's going all out, and I don't know, when BTD Battles 2 was first announced, I was up till 4 that night, on a school night, because I was just so excited, and I'm like, there's no words, like, this is a dream come true. This is super cool, and
yeah. I have very, very high hopes, and I'm sure that everyone is probably going to do very well out of it if we're talking like YouTubers wise, and I'm sure that you will as well.
Yeah, and BT6 is a great game. It's honestly like such a fantastic game. The only thing it's missing is the competitive like 1v1 edge, and if that's added with BTS 2, it's literally like the perfect game.
Exactly, yeah. No, I totally agree. I've played BTD6, not on my channel, but I played it before, and I've always enjoyed it when I've played it.
I agree.
So it's going to be very exciting to see the competitive aspects come to BTD6, that's for sure.
Really quick, so another thing with the heroes and stuff. I know I said like Ninja Kiwi seems like they know what they're doing. I super dumb. I almost said, yeah, they're definitely gonna have to nerf heroes because they're good. I think they'll make the game go late game every single time, and so that's gonna be the biggest challenge, I think. Them trying to prevent BTD Battles 2 from going late game every game.
Oh, for sure. It's gonna be a very hard balance between with the whole introduction of like tons of new aspects of the game. The balance is gonna be very tricky at the start, that's for sure. So, if you were a small channel starting out, what would your go-to steps be to maybe not so much get big, but post good content? Because I know that there's a lot of like under 100 subscriber YouTubers which kind of like look at people like yourself and they're like, what am I doing differently? Is there any advice you could give them to help their YouTube?
Well, really quick, I just want to say that I'd love to blow up. I'd love to go and like hit 1 million subscribers tomorrow, but I genuinely don't know. I'm still learning as a creator. In terms of BTD Battles especially, if you do a daily, or not daily necessarily, but if you post like 2 live commentaries for BT Battles, just record for 20 minutes or so every week, I think that you would get 1,000 subscribers eventually. BT Battles is a small community, sort of, and so I think, I don't know, if you look at like Hot Potato, Skyline, like there's so many creators, and you know, you just start doing live comms and boom, you're already at 1K.
That is crazy. Like, I'm not sure how long it took Hot Potato, but he grew so quickly. Same with people like Aiden's as well. Like,
right, Ryan Mehalic.
Yeah, him too. It's crazy just how fast you can grow in this community. So, I think if you're considering doing it, I would definitely go for it and then post a few videos. And I guess if you don't enjoy it, stop doing it because it's not something you should. Yeah, it shouldn't be a chore for you to do. It should be something that you find fun. Otherwise, it's just gonna. Yeah, you're just gonna get burnt out eventually, and it's not a great idea if you're not passionate about it. So that's my advice. Also, so Ninja Kiwi have announced BTD 2 Esports. Is that something you're gonna try and look into? I don't know if you really see yourself as a comp player, but is that something you'd be like very intrigued for?
Yeah, I don't think there's a single content creator who wouldn't want to be a part of BT Battles 2 Esports. I'm not the best player out there necessarily, but it sounds super cool. And Ninja Kiwi has said that like right now they're just working on the game, but once BT Battles 2 is out and if enough people want it, we can try and make it happen. And that's, yeah, so we'll see.
It's going to be interesting to see just like what Ninja Kiwi can do with esports, and it'll probably be quite interactive from Ninja Kiwi with the community as well, which I'm definitely looking forward to.
Right, and also another thing to mention is that BT Battles in general, late game and quote-unquote clickbait gets more views than just like good gameplay, alright? Koth, in the past I guess, like BFB Coliseum gameplay has gotten less views than epic late game and Yellow Stadium. And so BT Battles 2 Esports is a chance for like people who have really good gameplay to actually get some spotlight on them.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Like, you'll have someone like, let's say, Trippy Pepper. He puts a lot of effort into his videos, and he at least used to do a lot of hacking videos, and that blew him up. whilst you would have someone like, I don't know, I guess Mehalic, like he's still a big YouTuber, but in comparison to someone like Trippy, it'd be interesting to see the high skill gameplay become popular. That's for sure.
Yes, I genuinely believe that Asian Sensation deserves to be like higher up than he is, but the fact that BT Battles just gets less views with competitive.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that one. Asian puts quite a lot of effort into his channel as well. He posts fairly frequently, and he's a very good player as well. So I reckon that's something he would definitely be looking into as well.
Yeah, but I mean, it's hype. Like,
oh yeah, bro, I can't wait. I can't wait. We estimate what, like around July for Battles 2. That's just an estimation.
Randomly guessing,
though,
we said that June, but there's no evidence on that. Like it could be whenever. But recently, actually, okay. I've been studying BT Battles 2 a lot, and recently on the server, Joey Swordstorm said Battles 2 was well into development. Oh, on April 2nd, Joey Swordstorm on Discord. Yes, Battles 2 well into development. It's looking good, and hopefully we'll have more to share soon. Which I should actually share this on my channel. Like, that's a big deal. And of course, this isn't necessarily confirmation, but they have confirmed, MTG confirmed, that BT Battles 2 will be released at least later this year. So we're expecting around June, but definitely by this year.
Damn, bro, that's actually quite crazy. I didn't know that. I assumed pretty much everything was just speculation, but the fact that he said it's in good progress, or whatever his words were, that's definitely exciting, that's for sure.
Right, and Super John Mama made the point in his video. Yo, I've been analyzing BT Battles 2 like so much, but he made the point in this video that this game does look very developed. It's very polished. It's not like some beta version necessarily. They have everything there. I mean, it's still beta version.
That's definitely true. Like, just from the screenshot alone, you can see that the fundamentals of the game are in place. Like, I can't think of too much more they would need to add. I guess it's just kind of refining what they've done. But yeah, it's definitely something I'm so excited for. Like, I've said it so many times, and I'm gonna keep saying it because I'm very excited. Someone asked, called Sweat in my channel, in my channel server, how often and when do you brush your teeth? Bruh.
If I'm gonna be honest, I sometimes forget. Like, I guess I should be over a model, but I'm not about to lie. I sometimes forget to brush my teeth and stuff.
Wow, how dare you?
I know, it's kind of feeling bad. But I try my best to do it and stuff, and you know, I don't know, I don't want to grow up with yellow teeth, so
yeah, it's definitely something important. I remember watching your stream, and you had that little presentation about brushing your teeth. Oh, yeah. that was so funny.
Thank you very much, man.
I'll add a clip if I can find it. It was a bit of a while ago, but if I can find it, I'll add a clip. And
so
yeah,
you see this girl, right? Or let's say this is girl, I guess. And she has to choose between two guys that she likes, all right? So we have guy number 1 and guy number 2. Now, if you look at guy number 2, his mouth's a little green, all right? Now, which guy do you think the girl's gonna pick? She wants the white teeth. You gotta do the white teeth, all right? So be sure, like, brush your teeth, all right?
So, pleasure to have you on the channel, Ryan. I've got a couple questions for you. So, you're regarded as one of the best Strats players right now. So, I was wondering what your thoughts were on like the whole criticisms on like Darling Bomb and Boat Mortar, because there's been a lot of like I don't know if harassment is the right word, but a lot of people are very aggravated about Boat Mortar and stuff. So I was wondering if you had any idea where that kind of came from.
Well, I think the reason why people are angry at it is because Boat Mortar in specific doesn't necessarily have a counter strat. It can pretty much, it's definitely, I'd say, the best strategy out right now with NFE behind it. So I think that's where lots of the criticism comes behind it. And I don't really agree, obviously, with people who call Boat Mortar, Dartling Bomb, or strats like that skillless, because, for example, like someone who's new to Boat Mortar would never have a chance at beating like BryanChess or me or someone in a Boat Mortar matchup. And if it was like required no skill, then that should be an even playing field, if that makes sense.
Okay, that does make sense. What about Dartling? Because I kind of understand Boat Mortar, whereas Dartling is kind of, I don't really understand the criticisms of Dartling myself, so I was wondering if you have any idea about that.
Yeah, I think the criticisms of Dartling more so come from the fact that Dartling Bomb is a pretty good matchup against DFA, and lots of people that DFA is like their main strat, right?
Yeah.
So they'll lose a lot of the time against Dartling Bomb since it's a pretty good counter strat or pretty good strategy against it. So they like to criticize the tower for that reason. But
Yeah, that makes sense. I suppose the Dart kids who's kind of stuck in their ways wouldn't be too pleased with a strat coming along that kind of counters it in a way. Similar to NFV, how they hate NG users most of the time. So for BTD Battles 2, I'm sure you've heard quite a lot about it now. They've been planning to do some esports. Is that something you're gonna look into, maybe dip your toe into?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not exactly sure how they're gonna like get the pool of players or that type of stuff, but I definitely I like the competitive aspect of the game, and I'm definitely very excited that an esports company is taking over.
Yeah, so you're gonna be trying to grind to the top of BTD 2 as well as BTD 1.
Yes. I haven't played BTD 6, so I'm not familiar with the towers or anything, so definitely be a lot of learning once the game comes out, but I think a lot of the skills from BTD Battles will carry over.
I mean, yeah, I'd like to think so. What do you think? Would a highly experienced Battles player have the advantage over a highly experienced BTD 6 player? Who do you think would kind of win that matchup? Because a lot of the mechanics will be directly from BTD 6 with like the 3-tier upgrade systems and like heroes or whatever. But then again, they haven't really played against people. So who do you think would win that?
I definitely think that a Battles player will have the advantage in that, and the reason being, the Battles player simply has to learn the towers in the metas, whereas the BTD 6 player has to learn managing farms, like managing money management in the game, the correct rushes to send. There's so much more that goes into becoming a Battles player than simply learning what towers are good.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll take a bit quicker for you to pick up the mechanics of BTD 6 rather than Battles. I feel like Battles kind of takes a while in comparison. Also, so your channel has seen a lot of growth recently. Do you have any idea why? Because a lot of people out there, they're trying to make a YouTube channel, they're trying to make a name for themselves, and you've kind of come out of nowhere and kind of taken the Koth by storm, really.
Yeah, so I definitely think that there's definitely an aspect of luck to it, like YouTube algorithms just pumping out my videos, which obviously I'm happy about, but I also think a big difference between my channel and lots of other Bloons tubers is I have done daily uploads for the last about month and a half, which isn't really popular among other YouTubers besides maybe Zigzag Power. And also, I don't know, I did some research, and pretty much a way that YouTube promotes your videos is watch time. And since I make pretty long videos on average, my channel gets a lot of watch time, which I think also helps to put my videos into the algorithm. So I think that's two reasons why I've kind of grown so quick.
Yeah, that does actually make sense, because as I've like, I kind of looked at your channel because I was quite curious myself, and well, you do post quite long videos in comparison to the majority. And commentating throughout all of them, it must take a lot of effort posting daily and posting long videos. I put
a lot of effort into YouTube for sure, but I enjoy it. It's not.
Yeah. So it's not a chore doing it. It's you enjoy it. Because I feel like that's kind of the key takeaway if you're trying to make a channel, is that you've got to enjoy YouTube. You can't just go straight for like the success or the money, because it just doesn't come quick enough.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it would just be too much of a chore. So that's actually all of the questions I have for you. Thank you for stopping by.
I appreciate it.
Alright, see you in a bit. I've got a couple questions for you. One of which is, so you're like one of the best All Strats players right now, right? People may disagree, but it's kind of facts. What's your opinion on like the current meta? Because I know a lot of people hate like Dartling Bomb, Boat Mortar and stuff. Do you think it's
Farm Mortar, Dartling Bomb?
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Do you think it's unskilled? Do you think it's as bad as people make it out to seem?
Well, let me start with Boat Farm Mortar. There's basically, I'd say there's two ways to play them, and there's two different types of maps. One is really long maps, such as Riverside. Well, we'd probably call those BIA maps. So like Water Hazard, Inlets, Riverside. I can't really think of any more.
Yeah.
But I don't really like those maps since BIA obviously wins. Also, Yin Yang, I'd say that's a boat mortar BIA map.
Okay.
You can't prevent it. And yeah, like sometimes, actually nah, since if both players get their BIA, it's basically both players lag out. Since I was like doing this challenge where like I was trying to play arenas and get a good record.
Yeah.
But I was playing this guy in Inlets, but we both actually DC'd.
Oh.
And this happens with Ryan too. So he
Right.
stopped. Yeah, that's why he banned Inlets from Koth. But like on boat mortar maps such as, well, I'm not too sure if you'd call Steps a boat mortar map. It beats Boat Boomer for sure.
Depends who you
But
ask,
it-
doesn't it?
But it loses versus Cobra.
Yeah.
But it does beat Eco if you farm well enough. But on maps such as Swan Lake and Ghostly Coast, I think it's pretty fun to play.
That's true. Do you think it's as like unskilled and easy to pick up as people make it out to seem?
Well, for BIA, there's a low skill cap. It's a very low skill cap for BIA maps.
That's true.
But on Ghostly Coast and Swan Lake, it's basically like both Wiz and both Boomer. It's basically just mixed eco style. It's pretty easy to prevent the BIA.
I feel like one of the reasons why people hate it so much is that on most boat maps you're kind of forced to play boat mortar because there isn't really many better alternatives most of the time.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So,
Like on Swan Lake, or Ghostly Coast.
yeah, exactly.
Like
Like,
Farm Mortar destroys Cobra.
yeah, and you
go
could
for bang and
you
stuff.
could go boat boomer on those maps, but the majority of time you're gonna lose. Like mortar is simply just better, and I don't think people like being restricted like that.
Well, like on Ghostly, both Farm Mortar, if the player isn't experienced enough, they'll die around 13. But what people miss out is they have to boost and not sit there, but they have to boost and immediately counter. That's how you win if they all out.
All right. What about Dartling strats? Because people
Oh,
hate
yeah,
Dartling
Dartling.
as well.
Yeah, again, I'd say one of the lowest skill caps.
Mm.
It's pretty low. Like, I don't play Dartling much, but yeah, me and Ryan played on Roadblock. That's his losing map, and well, like I 4-0'd him in the Koth Season 5 final, and I really outplayed him there. Since even though he's like one of the best Dartling players, and I never played Dartling, I still managed to get my BIA 1 round earlier than he did.
Okay, so it's just the fact that he plays so much, and yet somehow you can come along and beat him. It kind of shows that's quite low skill cap. That makes sense.
Yeah, and yeah.
So also NK with BTD 2 and stuff, they've announced Esports. I'd assume that's something that you're gonna look into. Or am I wrong?
Well, I might be playing it, but it's my exam years. Seems like at the moment I have like, it's called something in Ireland called transition year. It's basically where you do like tryout stuff like work experience. But unfortunately this year since the COVID, it didn't really happen.
Okay.
So I just chilled.
So because it's at such a bad time for you, you may not like sweat out the game much. You'll still play.
Yeah, anyway, I think even if I did sweat, I wouldn't get high.
You think
It's
so?
like
You
so
think
many
there's going to be
people
that many people?
I do, yeah. I think it'll be bigger than BTD 6.
To be fair, I didn't really think of that, because I was thinking, here I am, and I'm going to just sweat out the game. But there's going to be so many other people with more time than me doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, some people are going to be playing 24 hours a day.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, fair enough. That's quite a good point, and it is also during my exam years, which kind of sucks on me.
I think Leeisateam might be wanting to become a full-time streamer, since like he hates working in like normal jobs. So I really think he'll try to sweat.
That would be interesting. I mean, I think some people, I don't know if they could quite make careers that would replace full-time jobs. Maybe like a few people, but I think a lot of channels will grow because of it.
If it's esports, like it might have like big stuff.
Yeah. Also, Koth. So
Koth.
it's very controversial amongst different kinds of people.
Yeah, it's quite controversial.
What's your like opinion on it? Because I know that you're obviously head admin in it. Do you think it's a good thing? Firstly, and secondly, why do you think it has so much criticism as it does?
Well, I think it's good, but like, I think it has criticism mainly since Cupin is occasionally immature.
Okay.
And he says stuff without thinking. Like, he sometimes messes around.
I see.
Also, Koth was once owned by Tilted, or Metonium.
Yep.
I think both of them own this. They switched around every so often.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm pretty sure they have private servers.
Yeah.
They have
okay.
a lot of active OG competitive players.
Yeah, that's true. Do you think Hoopin is the right man for the job as Koth owner? Do you think he's the right person? Do you think there's anyone better?
Well,
Thing is, he probably won't see this, by the way, so I don't think. Yeah.
I'd say that Hoopin tries to do his best for everyone.
I can agree. I think
But,
he
like,
does mean well.
Sometimes his ideas aren't exactly good, but he does try his best for like the whole community.
Yeah, I genuinely believe that he tries his best with Koth. I think I just don't think he's the right person to be making big decisions like that. I think he's good to have on an admin team, but I don't think he should be the final decision maker. Like, it's a good thing that he's in place to, like, Koth has grown whilst he's been in place, and he does put a lot of effort in, but I think he just hasn't been around quite long enough to understand the people and what they will and won't like. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I sometimes feel like that too.
Yeah. Well.
Since he doesn't have enough experience in the competitive community.
Yeah. Like, people just won't really get on with his new kind of different. I couldn't put it into words, but like he's kind of different to a lot of people we've had in the past, so it's kind of
like,
weird.
What Koth is kind of waiting for is BTD 2. Like, I mean, like BTD Battles 2, not the Flash 2.
Yeah. So you're going to try and adapt to Battles 2, are you?
We're trying to. Since at the moment the problem is like some active competitive players have moved to BTD Kingdom. So what we're trying to do is like at the moment there's nothing really we can do.
Okay.
Unless like do like some extreme stuff, like switch owners or something. But it's April at the moment. I think in 1 or 2 months BTD Battles 2 will appear, and from then I think that most players, like, obviously there'll be loads of new servers, so
yeah,
whoever's the quickest to establish their server as like a big server will get all the like people.
So you reckon it's gonna be one massive server and a bunch of small ones rather than a few big ones?
Yeah, I think that, and I don't really think BTD Kingdom will thrive when BTD 2 comes out.
Do you think Koth?
Unless if it's really bad, of course.
Do you think Koth will be the big one? In like honesty, thinking about it, do you think
Well,
Koth
like, I'm kind of
will be
unsure
the one?
since I've never been into any BTD 6 communities.
Oh, okay, that's true.
So and I'm assuming most people who play BTD Battles 2 is coming directly from BTD 6 rather than BTD Battles.
Yeah, that's a pretty safe estimate. Most of the majority of the audience will be from Battle 6, I think.
Yeah, I'd say so. But yeah, I think Koth has the potential
Okay.
to be at the top. Since I think the main thing is YouTubers,
Hmm.
and also Hupin did actually call the MTG I'm not too sure his title, but it's like secretary or something. I'm not sure. No, it's like their business guy. He did
Okay.
actually call them.
And did anything come of it, or can you
No,
say?
no.
No.
Well, I think they might be discussing something, but I haven't heard much.
Okay.
But
'Cause
they've been emailing each other.
what I got from watching the I don't know what they call it, but like the Q&A with NK, and from like
yeah.
talking to Sam and stuff, it's
I never watched it, by the way.
Oh, okay.
It was boring.
From the impression I got was that they don't plan to be partnering with the current Koth. That's the impression I got. I might be wrong, but and I feel like whatever the biggest server will be the one that's partnered with NK. I think.
Or else maybe that NK will make their own server. Like
See,
they.
I've actually I've discussed this with them because I've kind of been messaging back and forth with Sam, and they say their plan will be if they were to do like a Koth thing, it would be with a pre-existing server, because that's what's so good about the community, that we have the creativity to make something like that. So I don't think it will be NK made. I think they might kind of take over a bit and it will be Ninja Kiwi controlled, but I think it will be a current server.
Well, to be honest, I can't really see. Well, if Ninja Kiwi had to choose between Koth and BTD Kingdom, I think they'd probably pick Koth at the moment.
Okay.
Since if you look in the BTD Kingdom chat, sure, it's not like Koth has similar conversations, of course, but they're all kind of a bit immature. But if you see the Ninja Kiwi's official server, by the way, I'm banned from that.
No.
Since they have this thing since I sold accounts with Cliv, and yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I actually think that's why my main account got banned once.
Huh.
Sam never specified that.
They are very very strict in their server. I heard that if you literally put the message, "I am the best player of the game," you'll be muted. That's what I heard. And so I've actually seen that happen. Someone did that in general and they got muted.
And the thing that actually happened was Sub to PewDiePie was like messing around, and then him and the power people, they were like, Brian is raiding Ninja Kiwi, and you know Pugmaster, the guy who Malt accused of hacking, he banned me.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Well, thanks for answering the questions. That's all I've got for you today.
Oh yeah, no problem.
I'll see you in a bit.
Yep.
Adios.
Thanks.